Hello and welcome. In this video we will talk about requests, views and all the things related. So as you know, requests are at the core of Zendo. Clients can submit requests, your agents can submit requests, and they can be enhanced by workflows. So let's take a look at a few ways of displaying services. So we have the default view, which is a table view. Let's take a look at the top bar. So we have the name, the different display types of requests. We have the search bar, filters, columns that you can disable for this view, assignees that you can filter by, sorting options, so unread messages first, read messages first, higher priority, lowest priority. And we have also views, and we can create a new view, and always we have a shortcut to submit a new request. So here next to the request's name you have the label, which shows you how many unread requests you have. Next we have the table view, then we have the Kanban view. So for the Kanban view, the best way to view it is by filtering either by service or by workflow. I will filter, for example, by one of the services. So I will do the test subscription that we previously created. And here, as you can see, we have 4 columns and 1 request. I can drag this request to any column I want. What specify the columns inside the Kanban board are statuses that are selected within the services workflow. So here we can see that unlimited request subscription workflow has just 4 statuses, and of course they are in those 3 buckets that we explained already in the workflow video. So the next is the list view. I need to clear all my filters so more requests would be loaded, but this view is best for quickly browsing different requests and answering your clients, so you can very quickly switch between those and also see what's what. You can also resize this sidebar and the right one also. Now we are inside the request. Let's focus on that. So apart from your general chat, which you can use all the standard bells and whistles you have with most chats, you can also use notes. Let's find an example of a chat which has some notes. Here we can see there is one. The notes are displayed in yellow. So if we go to notes, we will display only notes. Those are private messages only seen by the operators of the platform. So you can send them inside chat, but your customers or clients won't be able to see them. They are only visible by agents, managers, admins and owners. So the last tab here is files. Here you can display all the files that are within these requests. You can also set the priority of a request, choose one of the 4 priorities. This will be also displayed within our list, table or Kanban view. So as you can see here, it's normal. Okay, so additionally you can copy the URL of a request. You can mark the request as unreaded, so it will get the bold treatment and the red dot. And also you can archive a request to hide it from the list. You can also unarchive it, which is always shown here in the message feed. Under the 3 dots here you have additional options. You can copy the request ID, which is this string inside your URL, or you can delete the request altogether. The very important thing of each request is the request details tab, which can be seen here on the right. A lot of those fields inside the request can be customized by the workflow. So for example, the statuses you have available for this request are set in a workflow. The default checklist is set in the workflow. The same is true for the custom fields. The workflow enhances a request. Okay, so let's go section by section I will explain what is what. So first, at the top of request details, we have the client information, their email, phone number, and a quick link to impersonate a client. To impersonate, this means that you will be logged in as this client to quickly view the platform through his eyes, through their account. Next, you can change the status, you can create checklists. So checklists work like this. They are very easy to do, to add, finish project, and you can of course check them, you can uncheck them, you can rearrange them. Pretty straightforward. You can also enlarge this, and once you check an item, you will see a progress here. You will also see a progress on the table view. Okay, so form information, this is the order form that the request was submitted with, so you can display the information that the client provided within the form. You don't need to scroll to the top of the conversation to see this. Next, you have the quotes that were sent within this request. There were no quotes and probably no invoices. Yes, no invoices. You have the custom fields that you can edit or manage inside the workflow. And you have also assignees, both agents and watchers, that you can set here. Assignees means agents assigned to this request. When you assign an agent, he will be able to see this request, because otherwise only managers, admins and owners are able to see every request. I explained this more in the roles and permissions video. And finally, there are watchers. Watchers are the free role that you can use to give somebody a look at the request, but they cannot interact with it. So at the bottom we have the last section. This is request information. This contains all the basic information like ID, when the request was created, what status it has, what service it was submitted with, and which workflow is the request you're using. Okay, so let's go back to table view and let's talk about the different filters. So for example, if I wanted to filter by a client, I would do that in search. So let's type Thomas Anderson and we'll see all Thomas's requests. Of course, the other way to do it is when I'm, for example, if one of Thomas's requests, I would click his name, go to his profile, and here I can see all the requests. Okay, let's go back to requests. So I will clear this search and look at the filters. So within the filters, you can filter by different parameters. So for example, you can filter by if the message is read or unread, if the request is open or archived. You can filter by priority, status, workflow, or service. Of course, you can also clear all. So for example, you might want to create a view, because you can save all those combinations of view types. So table, Kanban, list, search, filter, assignee as a view, and then select it with one click. So for example, here I have created a Kanban subscription view, which only displays the workflow of unlimited request subscription workflow. So each time I do not have to click requests, then Kanban, then go into a filter, select the proper workflow. I can just go into views and click the view that interests me. Let's say I want to create board just for me, so it contains only the tickets that I am assigned to. Let's check this as table view, and let's see, I don't want to see last activity, created at, and the service and assignees. So I'm only interested in task, priority, which client it is, and what status it is in. So now what I can do is just hit create view and call it Kuba's view, and I will do this as a private view. What this means is that only I will have access to this view. If I selected global, then everyone would see this view on their list. Any other agent could select this view. So now if I go to default view, clear all of these filters, I can quickly just jump to my tasks. What's even better is that now each time I go back to requests, this will be my default view. So the view that you last checked will be your default view. So if I go to default and clear all the filters, now the default view will be displayed. Okay. Of course, you can also edit and delete those views. The only one that you cannot delete is the default view. So this is all the basic information you need to know about requests and views. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching and see you guys in the next one. Cheers!